Hey everybody, Chiron here, and welcome back to another episode of Factorio. So we've got a couple things we need to do here. First thing we need to do is get our power situation solved. We only have this one mining drill that's still working because we ran out of coal here. So the first thing I'm going to do, make sure we don't run out of power, is get a secondary source of coal ready. So let's get all of this in place here, and I'm just gonna run it all the way up to our conveyor up here, and then we'll run some good old-fashioned power to these guys, and that does not reach. There we go. So we should be able to have a good supply of coal coming in so that we don't run out of power. And I think all of these should hopefully still be fueled good. So that they should be fueled long enough for the coal to get up there, and then they should be good to go. Alright. And the next thing we want to do is what we were working on last episode, which is our power armor. So I was briefly taking a look at a little bit of the power armor stuff. The power armor one isn't all that great. It only has a 7x7 grid where you can attach items to your power armor. The power armor 2 has 10x10, which increases it by quite a bit. But the Mark II power armor is super expensive. So we need the Tier 3 speed module, Tier 3 efficiency module, and to actually craft it we need 40 processing units, 5 of the efficiency 3 and 5 of the speed 3, which is basically just an absurd amount of resources. So before we do that, we're just going to get the regular Mark I power armor, and we're going to kind of use that until we get an abundance of other materials. So we should be able to produce these. It's 40 processing unit, 20 electric units, steel plate, and alien artifacts. So we'll get that working. The other thing that we need is these guys here. So we have construction robots, and we have our personal roboport, which are a couple things that we're going to be adding in to our power armor once it's created. And there we go. So we're going to put this on, and if you right click on it, it shows you that 7x7 grid where you can start adding items. So the only thing we can put in here right now is our personal roboport, and it automatically sent this guy out. And I apologize, I'm going to have to take a quick pause every once in a while to cough because I'm still not feeling 100%. But I will try and do what I can. Alright, so this guy's going to go around. He's just going to kind of repair stuff as needed. And then we're going to eventually have to charge him up. So we're going to need a portable solar panel and a battery. So the portable solar panel requires a lot of copper coils. I think what I'm going to do is come up and just steal some of this. And we should have some copper coils being made up here. So let's cancel that and do it again. There we go, 37. That's a lot more manageable. Let's actually steal some of the electric circuits as well. Speed it up as much as we can. Alright. So we can put our battery in there. We're going to need a lot more batteries. These Mark I batteries only hold 1 megajoule, kilojoule. Oh, it's 100 kilojoules, which is pretty bad. We can get more of them, we just need some batteries. So let's head on down and see what our battery production is looking like. Oh yeah, we have plenty. I'm just going to make them all. We're going to need them, so we might as well get them. Alright. So we'll take a look at our coal situation. Looks like we got a pretty steady stream of coal coming in. I'm hoping that it's stacking up. Yep, so it looks like it is stacking up real nicely. And I think we misplaced our repair robot. He kind of went AWOL. When they run out of power, they move really slowly. Ah, there he is. So yeah, look how slowly that guy's moving. It's pretty bad. Alright, so we'll throw a battery in here and our solar panel. And you can see he's charging up 3 kilojoules, 4 kilojoules, and then he'll follow us. And he's out of power already. So, we're going to need a lot more of these solar panels. It takes processing units, steel, and copper. So let's just kind of pull him back in. Yeah, we really can't. He's just going to kind of do its own thing. Alright, so let's grab up some copper. Actually, I think we have a couple chestfuls of copper, don't we? We'll grab all of that. And what else did we need? We need steel. We'll grab as much steel as we can and make a couple of these. They're going to take forever to make, but that's kind of what you have to do. Alright. And then we've got some more batteries, so we might as well get those in place. Boom. So then we can, eventually once we get the more solar panels, well, why don't we do that? We'll make a bunch more solar panels first, and then we'll continue working on batteries. Might be easier that way. Alright, looks like we need more repair packs as well. Holy cow, that's a big invasion force. Just gonna help out a little bit here. Alright, so we've got our power armor pretty good. Could probably make some night vision goggles. We've got the materials for it, so we might as well. We need 5 advanced circuits, though. And all of our advanced circuits for down here are in use. See if we can kind of snag the ones up here. Is this one idle? It is idle. Alright. So that'll save us a little bit of time where we won't have to wait for the advanced circuits to get created. And how are we doing on logic processing units? We have 8. Not the greatest in the world, but better than nothing. Alright, so what else do we want to work on while we're waiting for those to get created? Let's see. So our power generation's pretty good. If we take a look at one of our poles here, production is about half, a little under half of what we need. So we've got plenty of power coming in, regardless if it's day or night. I think these are definitely all filled up. Huh, interesting. If they're damaged, they... Oh wait, no, that's health. I thought if they were damaged, they held less power, but I read that wrong because I'm a derp. My brain's a little fuzzy lately. I've been pretty heavily medicated, so it's been a rough couple days. I've been quite under the weather. Alright, so what this also means is we'll be able to get a little bit better weaponry. There's a couple things we can do. There's a personal laser defense. We can send out some of those globes, whatever they're called. Those combat robot things. Yeah, these destroyer capsules and whatnot. So, did we actually research those? Nope, we didn't. So the defender capsule is what we want. I don't know if we want them next. They're pretty cheap, 2 electronic circuits and some piercing ammo. They last 45 seconds, and I think they'll really help us out so that we don't have to do the laser turret maneuver anymore. We'll just be able to take down those nests and things like that whenever we want. That also means that we want to get into rocketry. So, do we have the ability to make a rocket launcher? Yep, we do have rocketry. So we can make a rocket launcher and some rockets. So we're going to wait for lab efficiency to finish up here. And then we might get into some of that. There's just so much to do. Like there's always something that you can research and get working on. And these things are taken for flipping ever. Holy cow. Alright. Otherwise, I think everything is doing pretty good. We really need to increase our output of these guys, because they're not doing it. So we need sulfuric acid. Why don't we have any sulfuric acid? Because we need water. Why don't we have water? Alright, so water is coming in. It's going up there. Oh, looks like we're missing a pipe here. There we go. Don't recall why that got destroyed. Alright, so that should get producing. And we should have a pretty steady supply of processing units. We need an absolute ton of them. We need, I think I was looking for what I want to do, we need like 200 of them. So, it's gonna be a little while. Honestly, what I might do is I might start having it produce just the electronic circuits for me. So what do we need to produce electronic circuits? We need iron plates and copper coils. And we'll power all this up. Get out our inserters. Copper coils. And then into a crate. So I think this is going to be a good option where we can hopefully keep up on some demand. So instead of having to use a personal crafting inventory to create a lot of these electronic circuits or stealing them from these, we can always just come over here, fill up our inventory, and then we can be on our way. I think that's the way to do it. Alright, so our copper cable production's not all that great. So we'll have to put in some fast inserters. From one container, loading, unloading trains. I don't know if that actually affects... Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it does. So this one is moving 2 at the same time. So it looks like it does affect anything, not just trains or containers. It's 200 science packs, so that's quite a bit. Let's see what else we can do here. We do need to work on that. Getting our productivity and speed module 3s. We do need to work on rocketry. Rocket damage, that's 200 alien science packs at 30 seconds. That's going to take a while. Where is... ooh. This is something that we want. So this is going to take 100 processing units, which is a ton. So that one, this is the one that we're going to kind of work up to. It's pretty much the end game power supply for your power armor. It produces a crap load of power, though. 75 kilowatts instead of, which I think is 75 times more. I think it's 1 kilowatt for the solar panels. Alright, so we need the Mark II battery upgrade. Portable solar, exoskeleton. Where were the batteries? There it is. So there's batteries. Battery equipment Mark II is what we're looking for. So that's 100. And it requires 20 processing units and 10 batteries. But it's 500 kilojoules instead of 100 kilojoules. So that's something that we want to work on when we get a little bit more advanced armor and advanced items. So yeah, I think... let's see, this has a damage of 40, this has a damage of 60. Range of 1,000. Range of 1,000. Area 6.5. Area... Oh, no area. Okay, so these are a pretty big explosion radius is what you get from those. Or we can do damage at 10%. Let's do rocket shooting speed. Military, a combat shotgun would be probably pretty nice. Ooh, a tank. Do I want a tank? I think I want a tank. Yep, I want a tank. I think I need a tank. I think I deserve a tank. Alright, so let's come up here and get rid... Oop, did not mean to do that. We need our fast inserters. We'll just get those in place. And let's get rid of some junk while we're at it. Why do you not have any way to get rid of your ores? Or your finished material? Alright. We'll just dump these in here. Yeah, you guys are doing it too. All your conveyors filled. Alright, let's do one of those with one of those. That should hopefully clear up the pipe a little bit. And let's just kind of dump all of these. Just get it out of our inventory so we don't have to stare at it anymore. There we go. And then we'll do the same thing over here. And boom. And I think I'm just gonna get rid of the rest of this because I just don't care. Alright, so that freed up a little bit of space. Let's put our 2 new solar panels in. Grab up some more electric circuits, and we need processing units yet. I don't know how many I want to make. Because eventually we do want to replace all of this with the portable fusion reactor. Which was this one. So I don't think I want to make too many of them. How are my batteries doing here? My batteries are completely discharged though. Yeah, I guess we'll make a couple of them. There's not really any harm in it. And let's use our car, because that's why we have it. And we'll just take it all. Alright. So we'll throw our solar panel in, wait for the other ones to get finished, and then we should have pretty good power generation for our suit until we can get the fusion power. Which is going to be episodes in the future. That's not anything that we're going to be able to take care of on a short term. Alright. So we've got... Let's see. We need a rocket launcher. That's something we need. We need rockets, which means we need explosives. So I think next we're going to have to work on getting explosives. Which are here. So those need to be made in the chemical plant. And they need sulfur and coal. So actually we could probably go to our south plant. Yeah, we have a lot of materials up here that we don't really want to... Well, we probably could. Why don't we? How far can we go? Can't make it. Alright, so what if we do that? And then we put in this guy. I need a couple of inserters here, which are going to take forever to create. Hop down here and grab those guys, because I can. Alright, so we'll do that. And then we're going to need a chemical plant. And therein lies our bottleneck. So I don't think I have a spare chemical plant laying around. And we need a couple speed modules. Do I have any speed modules I can steal from anywhere? Steal from here. That's not really using it. Throw it in there. Bump that up just a little bit if we can. And this guy is not using it either. So we'll get a little bit more speed on this so that we can produce more petroleum, produce more of everything. Okay. Man, those things take forever. Actually, what do we have over here? Get those repaired up. Good to go. Alright, so rocket launcher, inserter. We need a chemical plant yet. Chemical plant. Just cancel that production. And we'll do those 4 at the end. Alright. And then I think once we get our explosives in place, that's going to be pretty much time to go. So we'll end it off there. We need a long inserter there. Do a short inserter. We'll do a power pole. Chemical plant. Making explosives. We'll connect that up, and then nope, we need water. We need water. We'll just make another pump up here. Let's see, where's our pump? There it is. And we'll go U. And of course we don't have any pipes because it would have been all used up in making the pump. Or maybe we did and I was just blind. That could be as well. And there we go. So we have our explosives being created. We'll get an inserter here with a crate. And then we'll just let those build up. And we should be able to start making rockets. So do we need... We don't need any kind of a plant to make rockets, which is good. Alright, so now what do we want to work on? We could start working on batteries, but I think I want to do tank. Yep, I want a tank. Alright. So then... it requires electronic circuits. Iron plate. Let's do it... Yep, so let's get that in place. I know I keep putting off these solar panels, but they're just so bloody expensive. It's so hard, so long to create. Alright. So we'll do you. We'll make... Oh, no. Of course, we need one of these instead. There we go. So we'll do rocket. Put you in there, you in there, you in there. And there we go. So we'll have a steady supply of rockets coming in. Actually, we need an inserter. We'll put it there instead. And boom. And there we go. So we've got a rocket, our rocket launcher. We've got a supply of rockets coming in. Should be plenty. And we're fine and dandy. So last solar panel, and then we can do the portable solar panels here. Get our armor charged up. Yeah, so it looks like we're using up more energy than we're creating. Okay, so it looks like our personal roboport needs to fully charge. Yep, and it's going pretty slow. And then once that happens, we'll be able to charge up our batteries. Not sure if there's any way to kind of manually charge this, like hook up to the power grid or something like that and do it that way. Alright. So we'll do that. Put you there. There we go. So we should be able to see pretty well in the dark. We have our night vision. From what I've heard, you can see as well in the day and at night using the night vision. So instead of having just that little cone of light in front of us, we'll just be able to see everything. That also means we can get rid of these lights, which are consuming electricity, and we could save electricity for other things. Alright. I don't know if I want to go after somebody. I think I do. I think I want to try my hand at... just destroying everything on my way through. I should probably make more piercing ammo first. So, let's do that. Grab some steel. And we need some copper plates. And we'll just make a bunch. And this one should be pretty small, so I don't think it'll have a large worm. The large worms are what we would want to worry about because they have a really long range and they hurt quite a bit. Alright, so we have our tank, which is good. What did our tank unlock for us, if anything? So it doesn't actually unlock any new research. Energy shield is something that we're probably going to want to do. It's pretty cheap, so we'll research that as well. So energy shield allows you to use electricity that you store up in your pack instead of taking durability damage. Yeah. So look at us tank that like a boss. And we can also take some of this, throw it in here, and we can actually use our vehicle to attack. So then we don't even have to worry about our armor. Oops. So they do have some lava dudes that we have to worry about. Alright, so what else do we have here? So power armor, Mark II. Yeah, we could probably wait off on that. Let's do... Oh yeah, we'll do that. That's a pretty easy one. Alright, so we'll send in a couple of rockets here. If these things will actually leave us alone. Man, these things are annoying. Yep, so I think we're going to need to get some of the personal defense weapons before we can kind of work on these guys. Because we just fire way too slowly. And we have to keep switching back and forth. Alright. We did destroy one though, so that's a good sign. Yeah, let's see if we can just take these out kind of the old-fashioned way. Alright. Rocket damage definitely needs to go up. And boom. There we go. So took that one out. We definitely would not have been able to do that if we didn't have our power armor. If we just had regular armor, I don't think it would have been enough resistance to be able to keep us safe. But that's the vanilla way you do it if you don't want to use turrets. Definitely need a little bit more firepower to be able to take those on, but it's a good start, I think. It's not too shabby. I think we need to upgrade our copper production as well. It's looking a little bit lackluster. Oh yeah, we definitely have to upgrade our copper. So we'll do that next episode though. As for now, I'm going to cut it here. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see ya next time.